This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, new artificial turf at Logan Park is one step closer to becoming a reality. The formerly homeless student dedicating his studies to helping New Zealand's homeless. And Kaiapoi has reached another major milestone in its regeneration from the Canterbury earthquakes. Good evening, I'm Holly Buchanan. The artificial sports turfs at Logan Park are a step closer to becoming a reality following a healthy cash injection. The lottery's significant project fund has handed over a cheque for nearly $900,000 to Football South, which they say will be a game changer for the city.
Kicking off a new era for Southern football. Football South have just been given a cash boost from the lottery's significant project fund to the tune of $890,000. The money means 2 new artificial pitches can be built at Logan Park, much to the delight of the football community.
You know, it feels like we've just scored a goal at the World Cup or even won the World Cup. You know, it's that exciting. Yeah.
They've now raised the $3.9 million they need to get the project up and running. Along with the lottery's cheque, there have been contributions from the likes of FIFA, the Dunedin City Council and the Otago Community Trust.
We've seen enormous growth in the numbers of people participating in football and the related activities like futsal, and so, you know, just demonstrating that there was a real need for the facility.
And while Football South have led the project, they say the whole sporting community is set to benefit.
Having 2 fully lit pitches is going to enable us to do games and events under lights, which is something that we struggle with at the moment. And really it's just going to really open up sport in the city for lots of new opportunities.
But it won't just be the top dogs that get to use the facility. Junior footballers are also set to benefit, meaning the occasional weekend off from the mud baths they usually play on.
It puts us in a similar situation to other centres in New Zealand, so it brings us into the modern era. Artificials are the way to go, and it's certainly going to address the current issues we have with junior sport, which is the first to be cancelled.
Work on the project is set to start in September. It'll take around 20 weeks to complete, but Football South hope to have it operational in March next year. Dominic George, The South Today.
A man has been rescued by workers from a fishing vessel in Otago Harbour this afternoon after the sailing dinghy he was in capsized. Emergency services were called to the Vauxhall Yacht Club about 12:30 p.m. after reports a man was swimming about 400 metres from shore after capsizing his small sailing dinghy. By the time emergency services arrived, the man had been rescued by workers on a nearby fishing vessel who used their inflatable support boat to carry out the rescue. Witnesses say the man had been in the harbour's icy cold waters for about 20 minutes as he attempted to swim to shore. Back on shore, the man was cold but unharmed. A Southern Institute of Technology student is dedicating his studies to helping homeless people nationwide. Fashion design student Simon Edwards is on a mission to give some comfort and safety to those living on the streets.
Invercargill student Simon Edwards knows what it's like to live rough. After around 3 years of living on the streets in Australia, Edwards found a job and earned enough income to move to Invercargill to begin his mission of helping the less fortunate.
What I've tried to do is make it like a normal men's jacket, like with a big collar. They can connect together like with Velcro to cover your mouth and that sort of thing. It's got a hoodie that you can pull over to protect your head and that from the weather. And then I thought I might as well go one a little bit further and put like a foldable sleeping bag that you can pull out from the back of the jacket and you sort of hop in it. It's just like a sleeping bag really.
Before joining the SIT fashion design course, Edwards had never touched a sewing machine. Now he's adding the finishing touches on the first prototype for his jacket. He said one of the hardest factors of homelessness was facing extreme weather, and addressing that issue alone could change things significantly for those on the streets.
If you're warm, then you've got a warm body. You know, then you're able to move around, you can get to places, you can go and see people, or you can physically make it to an institution if you like, or a homeless organisation. Yeah, you're thinking well, you're positive.
While Edwards has big plans, he said he can't even afford his own sewing machine and will need support to fund the project. But he said the idea has been well received.
From the impressions I'm getting from the people who are actually in those appropriate things that I need to go to are taking me on face value, man, and they're actually listening. And that's super positive.
With his fashion design certificate coming to an end, Edwards said he will be applying for scholarships to continue the work towards helping those in need. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
National MP Jamie Lee Ross claims Health Minister David Clark has tried to gag public servants. He's also claiming the Dunedin North MP appears to offer them jobs in return for their silence. Ross has released a voicemail of Clark which appears to show him offering to consider a former District Health Board chairman for further appointments if he stopped commenting on issues at Middlemore Hospital. Ross says it's a clear breach of the Cabinet manual. Clark denies the accusations and says conversations through media lead to unclear communication. And Kaiapoi has reached another major milestone in its regeneration from the 2010 and 2011 Canterbury earthquakes. The government has signed over around 100 hectares of former residential red zone land.
It's been a long wait, but the future of Kaiapoi is now back in the hands of the locals. More than 1,000 residential sections in the town and the neighbouring seaside villages of Kairaki and Pines Beach were designated red zone following the Canterbury earthquakes. The Waimakariri District Council undertook a recovery plan, and today the Crown officially signed the land back to them. The government made an offer to residents to buy out the land, allowing them to move on. Minister for Greater Christchurch Regeneration, Dr. Megan Woods, says it's important to remember this land once held their hopes and dreams.
This is where people lived their lives, dreamt their dreams, tended their gardens and thought their futures lay. So that it's been a very respectful and a really inclusive process.
The council's been operating under a licence to occupy for the last 18 months while it implements a recovery plan. This includes roading and sewerage repairs, as well as developing dog parks, sports fields and retail development. Woods hopes it's a model that will apply to the rest of Canterbury.
This is our generation's chance to leave something for hundreds of years to come, and I think people are pretty excited about that.
The council plans to spend over $18 million for red zone projects over the next 10 years. Rangiora for The South Today.
And still to come on The South Today, claims of conservation activity leaving penguins worse off, and the ballerina from Dunedin touring with the Royal New Zealand Ballet.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Oakley's Bathroom Solutions is locally owned and operated and is a name that has become synonymous with bathroom excellence. Exclusive to Oakley South Island, Danish design Vola, the modern day tap, remains a desirable choice. For over 140 years, the team at Oakley's has provided the highest quality bathroom products and plumbing supplies. For intelligent advice and smart service, come talk to the team or visit oakleysPlumbing.co.nz. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Locally owned and operated Roslyn Mowers and Heating are warming up for winter with a range of Massport wood fires for obligation-free installation quotes, sales, building consent assistance and after-sales service and parts. That's Roslyn Mowers and Heating.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Too late to sow seeds? Don't despair, the solution is at hand. Call Ready Lawn today for your year-round lawn needs. Call now on 03 486 1819.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. We've got a deal for you. We've bought a huge bulk order from Lee Stretch Moleskin. So comfortable, nice stretchy fabric, and they're in 6 colours. And the deal, $20 off a pair, or if you buy 2 pair or more, $25 off a pair.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
This promotion finishes June 30th.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Stay warm this winter with Alistair McCann's Wood and Coal door-to-door delivery. You don't have to lift a finger. Call Alistair to order today on 454 3592.
Being a big softie takes training. I've gone to great lengths to become even softer while still being strong and reliable. The new me is bigger and softer than ever. Cotton Softs. Softness and strength you can trust.
Bowel cancer is the second highest cause of cancer death in New Zealand.
And New Zealand's got a higher rate of bowel cancer than many other Western countries. So it's a major issue.
Because it's one of those areas of the body that we don't talk about often enough.
It is one of those silent killers almost, that if it strikes and if you develop symptoms, sometimes it's too late.
With over 230 events, the International Science Festival is taking over Dunedin from the 6th to the 15th of July. For more info, go to scifest.org.nz.
Welcome back. The sister of slain Dunedin teenager Amber Rose Rush has thanked the community for its support after tragedy struck the family again this week with the death of her mother. Amber Rose's mother, Lisa Ann Rush, was found dead on Monday night. There have since been many supportive messages to the family on social media. Chantal Rush told the Otago Daily Times today the family was grateful for the support and kind messages. And a Give a Little, which the family established, has raised about $4,000, which is due to go toward funeral expenses. And a yellow-eyed penguin trust member claims well-intentioned conservation activity at the Catlins Long Point colony is proving detrimental to the penguins themselves. Alan Burgess says he's frustrated with the lack of common sense shown by the trust in recent years.
The footprints of a yellow-eyed penguin at the Long Point colony in the Catlins. But tracks like these are becoming a rarity, with local penguin numbers plummeting from 50 to just 17 in the past 5 years. Yellow-eyed Penguin Trust member Alan Burgess says when they acquired the site nearly 10 years ago, a deer fence was put up to keep sheep away, with the idea of returning it to nature.
Sheep have got to come back in, open up the tracks. It's just too easy for the predators to hide now where they couldn't before.
He says the well-intentioned but misguided activities of the Trust have actually contributed to a decline in numbers of the nationally endangered species, and he's frustrated with his concerns being ignored.
I can't understand why this group has got a separate agenda, detrimental to the welfare of the penguin colony that was here.
He's raised the issue with the advisory group he's on, but has been told there's a lack of scientific evidence on the effects of long grass on penguins. But similar nesting locations, like the one at Moeraki where sheep continue to graze, remain well populated by breeding pairs of penguins.
Their success with the penguins really astounded me, and I thought it was marvellous. They did everything right. They opened up the bush, the coastal scrub, they opened that up, and they had no long grass for predators to hide.
The Trust has been presented with his concerns. They issued a statement saying there is an advisory group that Alan is a member of and to which he contributes. His contribution will continue to be welcome and appreciated. In Balclutha, the South Today.
The Royal New Zealand Ballet is currently touring the country with Dancing with Mozart. Among the cast is former Dunedin resident Olivia Moore, who's come a long way since she began dancing in Dunedin at the tender age of 3.
The dream's now a reality for former Dunedin-based ballerina Olivia Moore. She's returning to her Dunedin birthplace to perform Dancing with Mozart with the Royal New Zealand Ballet. She says it's a dream come true.
So I was 7 when I moved to Tauranga, moved to the Dance Education Centre, which is the dance school I danced at in Tauranga. And I was there until I was 15. I then moved to Wellington and trained at the New Zealand School of Dance for 1 year.
She says being a member of the 30-strong National Ballet Company is a bit surreal. Tutu's On Tour was her most recent season with the company, where she was pleased to be able to dance in her other hometown.
It was actually really special for me. I got to perform in Tauranga, which was pretty cool. And so in Tutu's On Tour, I danced in Raimonda, and also a piece choreographed by Lachlan Pryor called The Long and the Short of It.
Now she's a fully fledged member of the team. And choreographer Lachlan Pryor says people can expect a stunning show from her and the other dancers.
Now this show, there's 4 different ballets and they're all set to the music of Mozart. So you get a really diverse range of styles, but overall the program is curated just to one composer, and that's Mozart, and he's amazing.
Moore will dance with the Royal New Zealand Ballet at the Regent Theatre tomorrow night. Darryl Baser, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, we find out which car park in Dunedin is closing for repair work, and the group salvaging from the Fortune Theatre after its recent closure.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Locally owned and operated Roslyn Mowers and Heating are warming up for winter with a range of Massport wood fires for obligation-free installation quotes, sales, building consent assistance, and after-sales service and parts. That's Roslyn Mowers and Heating.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Too late to sow seeds? Don't despair, the solution is at hand. Call Ready Lawn today for your year-round lawn needs. Call now on 03 486 1819.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
The
Stay warm this winter with Alistair McCann's Wood and Coal door-to-door delivery. You don't have to lift a finger. Call Alistair to order today on 454 3592. Oakley's Bathroom Solutions is locally owned and operated and is a name that has become synonymous with bathroom excellence. Exclusive to Oakley South Island, Danish design Vola, the modern day tap, remains a desirable choice. For over 140 years, the team at Oakley's has provided the highest quality bathroom products and plumbing supplies. For intelligent advice and smart service, come talk to the team or visit oakleysplumbing.co.nz.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. We've got a deal for you. We bought a huge bulk order from Lee Stretch Moleskin. So comfortable, nice stretchy fabric, and they're in 6 colours. And the deal, $20 off a pair, or if you buy 2 pair or more, $25 off a pair.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
This promotion finishes June 30th.
Bowel cancer is the second highest cause of cancer death in New Zealand.
And New Zealand's got a higher rate of bowel cancer than many other Western countries. So it's a major issue.
Because it's one of those areas of the body that we don't talk about often enough.
It is one of those silent killers almost, that if it strikes and if you develop symptoms, sometimes it's too late.
With over 230 events, the International Science Festival is taking over Dunedin from the 6th to the 15th of July. For more info, go to scifest.org.nz.
Welcome back. The public car park near Dunedin's railway station is going to be closed for repairs early next week. These massive craters in the St Andrew Street car park have been getting progressively worse in recent months. It's forced some drivers of non-four-wheel drive vehicles to slalom around the worst of them. Signs announcing a 2-day closure of the popular parking spot were erected this morning. The park will be closed next Tuesday and Wednesday, which means the current lunar landscape could soon be a thing of the past. The Fortune Theatre's wardrobe has been saved for use in Dunedin following the institution's demise. The wardrobe, described as nationally significant, will be looked after by Stage South, a group of theatre professionals who got together after the Fortune closed last month.
All dressed up and thankfully somewhere to go. The closure of Dunedin's Fortune Theatre has left this $10,000 wardrobe redundant for the time being, but the costumes are at least set to stay in the city after the City Council, the Friends of the Fortune and a private donor stumped up with the cash.
We put money together, we were able to purchase it from the Fortune Board, and now it's essentially our guardianship until we find a new home for theatre in Dunedin.
Stage South has been created to try and keep professional theatre in Dunedin. The vast array of costumes gathered over 40 years seemed like a good place to start.
There are things in this fantastic wardrobe which you can't get anywhere else. It's an amazing collection of 40 years worth of costuming that have been made by lots of different Fortune seamstresses, but also sourced and gifted to the theatre.
The money's been used to pay the trust on behalf of Stage South, and while the group is in its infancy, they're aiming to fill the void left by the Fortune's closure.
We're meeting in a few weeks' time to sort of nail down that process, but we've got this fantastic asset to start us off, and we'll be going from there to put on great plays again very soon for Dunedin audiences.
As for the Fortune Theatre's remaining assets, they're set to go under the hammer in the coming months. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The artificial sports turfs at Logan Park are a step closer to becoming a reality following a healthy cash injection. A Southern Institute of Technology student is dedicating his studies to helping homeless people throughout New Zealand. And Kaiapoi has reached another major milestone in its regeneration from the Canterbury earthquakes, with the government signing over former residential red zone land. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Philip.
Yes, hi Holly. We've got more on the rescue in Otago Harbour today, and then tonight Queenstown Police are honouring a couple who helped rescue a paraponda in Lake Wakatip. Unfortunately, the passenger in that wasn't able to be rescued, but the couple did a great job trying to search and doing their very best. We've got more on the artificial football turf. That's wonderful news. The football people are super excited.
Yeah.
Not everyone's thrilled because of the grass area being lost, but there's a lot of excitement about that. The tourist levy, we've got reactions from mayors around Otago and looking to try and get the Southland District Mayor too on that and what they think about it. And being the weekend, it's weekend mix time.
Yes.
A few interesting stories. The cover story is about the loss of insects, the slowly disappearing. And there's an interesting story too about a father who substituted for his wife for a week with 3 preschool children, and he had to do everything. And
good luck to him.
I can imagine it was one almighty struggle with 3 preschool children.
Indeed.
Yes, he would have had a lot of time on his hands, wouldn't he?
Yes.
And Lisa Scott, who she wrote the travel story, which is one of the many features in the in the mix. She was taken for snowboarding lessons at Cardrona the other weekend. She also wrote a column about taking the Oxfam Refugee Ration Challenge for a week.
Difficult.
That's really, really tough. Not quite as tough as those 3 preschool children, but not too far off either.
Oh yes, well thanks very much. And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Today's southern view is of Dunedin's railway station. Looking at the situation, a cold south to southwesterly airflow is lining up for next week. It'll be rather dry without snow, but you can expect some very chilly temperatures. Looking at the southern towns, Balclutha, Catlins Gore and Lumsden can expect light to moderate nor'westerlies. You'll get a high of 11. Looking further westwards to the Central Lakes area, Wanaka and Alexandra will have some light northerlies, but will be mostly fine with a high of 8. Queenstown, a dry day with a high of 7, and Te Anau, some can expect some showers, but the warmest in the region with a high of 11. Looking at the northern towns now, along the coast, Oamaru and Timaru can expect light winds with some high cloud and a high of 12 degrees. Further inland, Twizel and Amarama will have a slight breeze and a high of 10. And here in Dunedin, we're expecting a fine night tonight with a low of 6. The sun will come out tomorrow, but expect some light winds and high cloud with a high of 11 and a low down to 7 degrees. Sunday will see thicker high cloud and some light winds and a high of 10. And the cloud will clear tonight in Invercargill, becoming fine with an overnight low of 6 degrees. Tomorrow, sun and cloud will fight over the spotlight, a pleasant high of 13 and low of 7. Enjoy the sun while you can. Sunday will see cloud increase with some showers developing later in the afternoon, a high of 11 and a low of 8. And that's all from the team at the South Today. Have a great weekend, and we look forward to you joining us again on Monday. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.